Hi, I'm Tom MacMillan, pastor at Knox Presbyterian Church. I've returned from 3 months of being on sabbatical and the gift of that time. In preparation for it, I looked at a poem by Mary Oliver, and she wrote about instructions for living. Pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. So I'm at the place now of coming back from sabbatical and trying to figure out, how do you tell? How do we tell about the experiences that we've had and what we've learned? And so the next 4 videos we'll be putting out will be on kind of 4 lessons, 4 things that I've been thinking about. I do not have all this down. I'm still kind of figuring out the meaning that's been unfolding for me, but there are points of inspiration that I just want to share. And so the first is in our connection with the environment and with the wilderness and what is there for us, both its brokenness and its beauty. Now, we can't really turn away from it, and oftentimes we are invited to face both the brokenness and the harm sometimes to our environment, but also the beauty that is held there for us. And how are we captivated by that beauty, and what does it mean for us? There is a writer and educator that I admire named Terry Tempest Williams, and she writes that wilderness reminds us what it means to be human, what we are connected to rather than what we are separate from. What we are connected to rather than what we are separate from, the wilderness. And there's a lot within our culture that's kind of moving us apart from one another, dividing us from one another, pitting us against each other. And there's something about the wilderness that brings us back to a common core and almost what we are invited to observe, but recognize that we're a part of this wonderful creation. If you've watched The Octopus Teacher, it's just a great movie about Craig Foster in South Africa. He was a writer and ran into a block and became kind of depressed and went into the kelp forest outside of South Africa, dove deep into the waters and found an octopus, and every day he would go back and study this octopus. And suddenly he realized that he was connected. He wasn't apart from. He was becoming close to the wonder of creation, all these lines of connection. And he closes the movie by saying, you are a part of this place, not a visitor. You're a part of this place. Maybe that's what I'm wondering about. What's my role here? What part do I play? Not only in observing, but also protecting and also being drawn into the awe and the inspiration that is around us, but also of which we are a part of. So remember, you have been created and fashioned by God. You are loved and wonderful, and you are cared for by God. The psalmist writes, O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. So take some time to wander about and remember that you're not alone. God cares about you, and so do we.